Good evening. It's 7 o'clock here in New York City. This is the Tibet Center. Kunchap Tarduling is our Tibetan name, place pervaded by seekers of liberation. And this is our twice weekly presentation of the Buddha Dharma, specifically topics from the beginning of the Lamrim and other things. Tonight we have a very mixed potpourri of teachings. All the prayers that we say are on the Tibet Center website. In the FAQ section, scroll down to prayers. If there's anyone for whom you want us to pray for who has passed away recently, and we have a list of names here, put their names in the chat box now, because there's a delay at the end. You don't want people to miss their names. So we'll start with the prayer for the spreading of teachings throughout the length and west. Length and breadth of the west, excuse me. By the force of the blessings of the non-fallacious three precious gems and of the truth of our pure selfless wishes, may the precious Buddhist teachings flourish and spread to the expanse of all areas throughout the length and breadth of the West, for all the people living there together with their near ones who have engaged in the teachings and have faith and respect for them. May all conditions adverse to their practice of the pure Dharma be dispelled, and an excellent collection of favorable conditions increase like the waxing moon. And especially for those who work on methods to accomplish the flourishing and spreading of the victorious one's teachings, which are the source of benefit and happiness, may they never be oppressed by masses of interference and adverse conditions, and may this spontaneously happen just as we have hoped and wished. The Heart Sutra. Thus have I heard once. The Blessed One was dwelling in the royal domain of the Vulture Peak Mountain, together with a big gathering of great monks and great bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One entered the samadhi which examines the dharmas called profound illumination. And at the same time, noble Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, Mahasattva, looking at the profound practice of transcendent knowledge, saw the five skandhas and their natural emptiness. Then, through the inspiration of the Buddha, Venerable Shariputra said to Avalokiteshvara, how should those noble ones learn who wish to follow the profound practice of transcendent knowledge? And Avalokiteshvara answered, Venerable Shariputra, whoever wishes to follow the profound practice of transcendent knowledge should look at it like this, seeing the five skandhas and their natural emptiness. Form is empty, emptiness itself is form, emptiness is not separate from form, form is not separate from emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discriminating awareness, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Thus all the dharmas are empty and have no characteristics. They are unborn and unceasing. They are not impure or pure. They neither decrease nor increase. Therefore, since there is emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discriminating awareness, no compositional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no appearance, no sound, no smell, no taste, no sensation, no objects of mind, no quality of sight, no quality of hearing, no quality of smelling, no quality of tasting, no quality of sensing, no quality of thought, no quality of mind consciousness. There are no nidanas from ignorance to old age and death, nor their wearing out. There is no suffering, no cause of suffering, no ending of suffering, and no path, no wisdom, no attainment, no non-attainment. Therefore, since there is no attainment, the bodhisattvas abide by means of transcendent knowledge. And since there is no obscurity of mind, they have no fear. They transcend falsity and pass beyond the bounds of sorrow. All the Buddhas who dwell in the past, present, and future, by means of transcendent knowledge, fully and clearly awaken to unsurpassed, true, complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of transcendent knowledge, the mantra of deep insight, the unsurpassed mantra, the unequal mantra, The mantra which calms all suffering should be known as truth, for there is no deception. In transcendent knowledge, the mantra is proclaimed, Tayapa Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisattva. O Shariputra, this is how a bodhisattva, Mahasattva, should learn profound transcendent knowledge. Then the Blessed One arose from that samadhi and praised the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara, saying, Good, good, O son of noble family. Profound, transcendent knowledge should be practiced just as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, Shariputra and Avalokiteshvara, that whole gathering in the world with its gods, humans, Asuras, and Gandharvas, their hearts full of joy, praised the words of the Blessed One. Should I move? No, it's okay. Refuge in Bodhisattva vow. It's called Generating Bodhicitta on the title of it, and we say these verses 3 times. With the wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach full enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind intent on full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. As long as space endures, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. With the wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach full enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind intent on full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. As long as space endures, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. With the wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach full enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind intent on full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. As long as space endures, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. And now, as is our custom, we'll do one round of the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, which is the mantra of Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva who personifies vast compassion. That's the word. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. So what's on the menu tonight? Specials are on the board. I'll be around to take your drink orders. No way. First we're going to hear about a person named Bahia. Same spelling as the Brazilian province, but this is from the time of Buddha. It's a very simple thing, but very deep. It's for everyday practice. This is from this book, Being Nobody, Going Nowhere. It's not a good career move, but in terms of Buddhism, it's very good. So, with sense, this is a commentary on a poem, part of the sutra, Nikaya Sutra, Theravada Sutra, whatever you want to call it. Pali Sutra is the best way. The qualities of a good person. We went through this before, and one of the key words is the person should have senses that are calmed. Sight, sound, your sense should be calm. There's a lot there. The calming of the senses is one of the important injunctions of the Buddha. Our senses are constantly leading us astray. How that happens, they're going to explain, so we can counteract this. It's life-changing. It's very helpful. We see something we like and we want it, even if it's only a flower. Seeing something beautiful leads people astray into the absurd activity of plucking and thereby killing flowers, which then can no longer give anyone else pleasure. Things like that. Or you go to the store, I want this, I want that, never mind what it costs, you want. That's a problem. By being aware, we can learn to realize that hearing is just hearing, seeing is just seeing. You'd say tasting is just tasting. Just that. What do they mean by that? Well, let's have them explain it. Hearing is only sound. Seeing is only sight. The mind creates all the ideas around our sense contacts, such as, this is beautiful and I want it. This is ugly. I don't ever want to hear or see it again. First, there's thing that comes into your vision, the sense. That's neutral. But then you add. And there's the problem. So it's coming from you, these problems. The things by themselves, as it says later on, karmically neutral. But you have to go from whatever is in your background. That drives you nuts. I know, because I've been driven. So our senses are in constant touch with the world. We don't want to be blind and deaf and have no sense of taste or touch or smell. Life would be extremely difficult in such a case. But the senses create a world of illusion for us. In other words, not what it seems to be. This is very big. They are magicians because upon contact they immediately induce the mind to create the repercussions. You see something and all of a sudden the whole dance begins in the mind. It means guarding our sense doors so that while being aware of sights and sounds and touch and smell, we neither crave nor reject them. Let them roll. Remember the story of the woman who knows how, the older woman taking care of children? The grandmother, the mother gets, oh, over here, move there, move there. The older woman says, oh, that's what kids do. Let them knock themselves out in a big space. Same thing. All these things are there. That's nice. That's not so good, but all right. That's it. Don't add. So, saves you a lot of energy. This is difficult to do, but very important aspect of leaving suffering behind. There's what suffering starts as. That's it. I want and I can't have. Hey, that's not fun. Okay. In the Buddhist time, she's gonna bring it out. She actually. This is Aya Kema, Buddhist nun. She's gone now, but she's a very powerful person. Created a lot of nunneries, especially in Sri Lanka. The Nuns Island outside of Sri Lanka, she created that nunnery where only nuns go to meditate. In Buddhist time, there was a religious teacher of many years standing called Bahia, B-A-H-I-A. Having been a devout and respected teacher for many years, he had got the idea that he was enlightened. He got the idea. Well, that's nice. For a long time, he hadn't had any strong desires or any anger. For a long time, he hadn't had any stronger. And one night, a deva, a god, appeared to him. The deva said, Bahia, you're not enlightened. What? You don't even know the way to enlightenment. Bahia got quite upset at that and said, what? I don't know the way to enlightenment? Well, who does? Quickly, tell me. Tell me. The deva replied, the Buddha knows the way to enlightenment. Go and see him. We're talking about the story of Bahia, who thought he was enlightened in Buddha's time. And a god appeared to him at night, in the middle of the night, of course. He was trying to get some sleep. And said, you're not enlightened. He thought he was. You're not. You don't even know how to be enlightened. Well, who does? The Buddha. Go and see him. Bahia inquired where the Buddha was. The Deva explained. And in the middle of the night, Bahia got up and started walking to find the Buddha. That's it. He runs out in his pajamas. I don't know what he did, but something. He arrived in the morning found the house where the Buddha was staying, but the people said, "We're sorry, you can't ask the Buddha anything right now. He's gone on alms round." In the morning they begged for food for the day. They still do it. Even His Holiness did that when he was in Sri Lanka and the Theravada countries. Bahia said, "I'll go and find him." The people said, "No, don't go. He doesn't answer questions when he's on alms round." But Bahia was not to be deterred. He was very anxious to find out how to become enlightened. And that's that. Page 2. He ran after the Buddha and found him on the street walking on alms round. He prostrated and said, "Sir, I want to ask you a question." The Buddha said, "Bahia, you come at the wrong time." Wait a minute, he knew his name without being introduced? Ooh, there's a little hint. He came at the wrong time. Bahia asked again, and again he got the answer. "You've come at the wrong time." Then he asked the third time, and the Buddha said, "All right, Bahia, what do you want to know?" Bahia said, "I want to know how to become enlightened." The Buddha replied thus, "To you, Bahia, the seen is only the seen. Got that? The heard is only the heard. What you hear is only what you hear. What you see is only what you see. The cognized is only the cognized. The ideas that come in your head, that's it. It's only thoughts that came up there. Don't dance around with them. Don't add." Bahia thanked him and walked away. You know what he was talking about. So, in the afternoon, the drama now. What happened in the afternoon? In the afternoon, when the Buddha was walking with the monks, they found Bahia dead on the sidewalk. How did that happen? He had been killed by a runaway calf. This is old India. Calves run around. In India, cows run right. You can find them in the bus station, and they'll bump into you. No manners. But anyway, he was killed by a runaway calf. The Buddha said, Bahia became enlightened before his death. Bahia had been practicing for 30 years and surely in other lives before that, and could immediately understand what the Buddha meant with the instructions he gave. When we see something, there is only seen, but we usually invent a story around about the person or object, and thereby either desire or dislike arises. Oh, I don't like him. Can't stand her. She's all right. Things like that. I want this car. I don't like that car. This one. Bang, 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 on and on and on. All that noise. The same goes for all our other senses, including cognizing, the thinking process, the mental sense. All our sense contexts are karmically neutral, including the thinking process, unless we start liking, desiring, disliking, or rejecting. Bahia understood this. So you sit there, what we see, what we hear, right? In New York, you got to shut things out anyway. What you think, you're not karmically guilty about that. Whatever happens in your mind, it's another thought, let it go. You have to separate between thoughts and the awareness of them. That's a big trick. Thoughts and your mind, two things. Thoughts are in the mind. Let them dance around. Let the kids make noise all they want. Don't get excited. Hey, get over here. That's the way it is. So, Alan Wallace said, you're not guilty for everything. For instance, if you're sitting in Starbucks and having coffee or something, and you see a bank robbery across the street and everything, you're not guilty of that. You're not at all involved with that. Well, I have the karma to see a bank. No. If you go and take part in it, you drive the runaway car, you got a problem. But just seeing this going, and that's not your deal. There's no responsibility. These thoughts that dance in our head, they're coming from way back, who knows? Let them go. That's it. So that's it. So that cuts down desiring, not liking, this and that, all that, dividing the world of things that really aren't there. It's only you adding to this. You don't like that person, somebody else loves that person. You don't like Szechuan Malaf? No. Somebody else can't live without it. We like Wela, not Malaf's too. No, but seriously, people go into like hot spicy food like Tenza. Some of it's too much for me. But the same thing, likes and dislikes. So that's it. That's Buddha. Now, the next stop. Last week we did a little bit of the Kadampas, the basic mind training people. So this is a whole book that Thupten Jinpa extracted from his big fat book on the mind training. This is a nice handy thing. So a few words. This is basic Buddhism, right to the chase, cuts to the real moment-by-moment awareness about this. Never mind this text and that text, and Chandrakirti said that, and he said this. That's fine, but not here. Not for us who are trying to every day watch our minds. So, let's see, let's start with, this is the introduction by Thupten Jinpa, Doctor and Geshe. He has both degrees, a PhD and a Geshe Larampa. So, he's the one that translates for His Holiness. He uses it mostly. Everyone knows him. The phrase Kadam Masters, he says. Before that, he has a quote from Gunpawa. It says, "Even if we try to do something, what needs doing beyond simply observing our own minds? What's more important?" He's saying. That's it. Just watch the mind. You can't have somebody else watch it for you. Otherwise, I'd hire someone and they would give me a printout. But no, we got to do it ourselves. The phrase Kadam Masters evokes for many Tibetans like myself who grew up within a monastic environment a sense of spiritual golden age in Tibet, an idyllic image of a spiritual community consisting of wise monks and dedicated to a life of deep spiritual quest and mental cultivation with a sense of abandon and total freedom. These Tibetan masters are famed particularly for their pithy spiritual sayings, little quotes, few lines, and that's it, and it blows you out of the water. It's really good. So short, poignant utterances that capture essential teachings in digestible bites. It's like a nice, that's good, and gives you nourishment, not a big meal. So, in these sayings, one unmistakably detects a note of courage and decisiveness, an absence of confusion about the priorities of a well-lived life, as well as a clear understanding of what a truly happy life consists of, all grounded in an uncompromising adherence to the altruistic ideal of universal compassion, a deeply felt, genuine concern for the welfare of all beings. The two are combined, emptiness and compassion. The spirit of these pithy sayings are illustrated by the following well-known saying. This is by Tsangpa Gyare. He's saying, inside the house of a person with a sense of abandon, they gave up everything in this life, sleeps someone who is totally at ease. Those ridden with hopes and fears fail to notice this. In this house of a person who is content sleeps someone who is truly rich. Those ridden with greed fail to notice this. You're satisfied with what you got? You're rich. What's the purpose of being rich? I can get everything I want. We don't want anything. You're already rich. So that's something we could all aspire to. These lines can succinctly and briefly convey with powerful imagery two universal spiritual principles. One, that a mind no longer imprisoned in the perpetual cycle of expectations, hopes, and fears is a mind that is truly at ease. We could stop on that. Not always worrying what's going to happen. I want this or I want that. Hopes, I hope I get that. Fears, I hope this doesn't happen. You throw all that out. Then you're at ease. You think? Yes? No? No? Can you throw out enzymes and not worry about them? No, you can't. All right, fine. So you're not content. That those also, the other point is made, that those who are contented in mind are truly rich, for no matter how much we might have materially, we are not rich in the truest sense of the word if we still crave for more. That's it. So that's a good thing to cement in our minds. It'll save you a lot of money. You won't be upset about everybody else's new car or whatever. You get it. In contrast, the mind caught in obsessive, self-focused thoughts of hopes and fears is robbed of any space for happiness to take root. You can't have happiness. You're too busy. I want. I can't. I don't want. I want. All right. Similarly, a perpetually discontented state of mind, chained, I like the word chained, to craving for more, is deprived of any chance to truly appreciate what one has, and instead focuses negatively on what one does not. And that's a big meditation we do. Be happy with what you have. We're reading. We have a chance to read books and all that. That should knock out all these bad moods we get into, because you trace them back. It started with, why does he have this and I don't? Come on, stop, That's it. Some more advice from these. Gonpawa, let's think. Today, modern science is increasingly coming to recognize the crucial role our minds play in determining the quality of our lives, especially when it comes to questions of happiness and suffering. The mind is where the happiness and suffering exist. You can control that. Not the apartment you can't get, and I'll be happy if I get that. No, that never ends. To a large extent, the way we experience the world is significantly shaped by the way we see ourselves and the world around us, and by the attitudes and values with which we relate to both. This in turn influences how we act and react. His Holiness the Dalai Lama often reminds his audience of the need to appreciate how the most important factor for personal happiness lies within. The only place you could be content. It's felt in the mind, not in the bank book or, the trophy you got for doing this, the accolades you got at work. Who knows? Yes, material facilities are important. Yes, companionship, good health, and good reputation are also important factors of happiness. None of these guarantee our happiness. Maybe, maybe not. So I'm not putting my money down on that. In contrast, if we have a genuine inner peace, then even in the midst of material hardships, we can maintain a sense of well-being. And he's proven it. He's in exile for 60 years, 70, and he's always smiling. You go to watch him, he starts smiling, you change your mood like that. And there's the proof of it. That's the best teaching, by example. Do you teach by example in the second grade? Probably. Most of what the Kadam masters have to say in one way or another relates to this important nexus of thought, or connections of thought, emotion and action. Emotion, thought, and action. Thoughts there, be careful, make it, create a positive emotion, and act accordingly. So that. When the Kadam master Gonpawa was on his deathbed, we are told, he gave the following 4 brief counsels to his grieving disciple Punchungwa of Punchung, Punchungwa. Pa Amwa, it means of that. I think that's all I know about Tibet, and that's it. Here's his advice from his deathbed. Teach others what you practice. Practice what you preach. We heard that before. Even at a place where you might be staying for a single day, do not act as an outside guest, but constantly remember your teachers and their instructions, and always cultivate limitless loving kindness toward other sentient beings. In his Thupten Jinpa says, once again, in a few simple lines, we see important universal spiritual principles echoed with great efficiency. Teach others what you practice underlines the important ethos, or code of ethics, that we should only teach other things that we ourselves have gained some degree in mastery in. So that's why I'm not a teacher, I'm a presenter. And who masters this? It's why, luckily we have books. We can sound better than we are. In spiritual matters, it shouldn't be the case of the blind leading the blind. Practice what you preach encapsulates the important principle that in matters of spiritual practice, the teacher is as much a student as his disciples. This line echoes one of the 4 factors of sustaining others' minds, namely acting in accord with your own advice. Practice what you preach. So we can go on with that. Finally, Master Gonpawa reminds us that at the end of the day, what matters most is caring for the needs and welfare of other sentient beings, the practice of loving kindness. I'll bring this up because this guy, I'll tell you why. One known Kadam saying is Master Ben Kungyal's encapsulation of what he saw to be the heart of spiritual practice. Who is Ben Kungyal today? Serkang Rinpoche. And he speaks at the Tibet Center. He'll come back every year. So we have ability to meet with this person who was in the past Ben Kungyal. He states, I have no other task than to stand guard at the gate of the afflictions fortress, holding a spear of the antidotes. In other words, watch your mind and stand there. When a bad one comes, get it. Figuratively, you don't have a spear. But if the afflictions are vigilant, I remain vigilant. All these bad things are coming up, being active, I'm active. They are relaxed, I remain relaxed. In essence, what Ben Kunjal is saying is this: the heart of the spiritual aspirant's practice is the cultivation of greater self-awareness. Do we know what we're doing, what we're saying? Are we aware? We're just following each thought over here, not realizing that we could be aware of those thoughts and not follow them all over the place, either high or low. Self-awareness, especially with respect to thoughts and emotions, and to learn to deal with internal dissonances, in other words, a wrong sound, unhappy internal feelings on that basis. I particularly like the image of standing guard at the gateway of the mind, for through our mind, we not only interact with the world, but to a large extent, we create it. That's where karma is created, going along with these things. I mean, you're sitting there and watching it, you get mad at someone, that's a thought of hanging the hell with it. You're not creating the karma again. You're not dancing around and reading the lines and acting it out. You got rid of it. It's there, good. It's a horrible thought and all this. It's gone. Next, because there is a next. There's always something. So that's a big treat, just a big skill to separate thoughts from awareness. Awareness is pure. It's like space. It doesn't move. It's there. You always have it. But it's never evident because we're covering it up. Well, this over there, that over here. Oh, tomorrow I got to be there at 8. Okay. All this crap. Yes, you have to be there at 8. That's true. But besides that, watch the aware mind. It's very smart. It becomes Buddha. It's the Buddha nature. And remember, the last few lectures, everything comes out of the clear light. The clear light's always working. We're just covering it up. So this is your introduction to the road to the clear light, ladies and gentlemen. There's no toll. It's free. You paid your dues already. So, through our mind we know only like this, blah, blah, blah. Contemporary research in the psychological sciences is increasingly confirming the basic insight of contemplatives. Our perceptions and attitudes with regard to ourselves and the world shape our experiences of them. We have a certain mind, we're going to have a horrible time. We have a certain good mind, we're going to have a wonderful time. These people are blissful even in exile, it's Tibet. So that's it. They're not rich, but they're happy with what they have. Simple monks, simple nuns, excuse me. Very happy. So that's it. That's the main thing. The main thing is separate awareness from the thoughts. Yeah, just please. What? Awareness, yes. Rikpa.
I noticed, like one time, my little niece, right, not Chloe, but
Not a different niece. Yeah.
So they're playing on the phone, like very deep into the phone. But then on the side, I was staring at them, and then one of them, while playing, she looked at me like that awareness, or what kind of awareness that, like subconscious? Or
I don't know, but she probably is close to you and she sensed something.
No, like maybe from the wall distant. Like when you're on the car too, right? Like you're driving or you're sitting in the car.
Right.
But then there's a car next to you, someone's staring at you, but you are focused driving, right?
Right.
Somehow you know that someone's staring.
You mean an awareness other than the main mind? The main task, you're watching the road.
Yeah.
But yet somehow you had that.
But somehow you know that someone's watching.
Yes,
What
something
kind of
like
mind
that,
is
because that mind is panoramic. It's the beginning of Buddha, where the Buddha mind, where they know everything. So it's maybe a hint of that. I don't know. But that does happen. I know.
Yeah, right?
All of a sudden, and sometimes it's very helpful because you avoid a lot of problems. Some people say it's a sense I have. I don't know, but basically, it's not some being turning your head or something. It's you yourself, your
But
ultimate
you
goodness.
sense it, like
You
if you
sense
can use
it,
that
yeah.
mind, the conscious,
Yes.
and then to fix our own mind and change, right?
Yeah, well, the awareness is clean.
Yeah.
Awareness is just awareness. It's just knowing it's clear and it knows. It's not just clear, like
Yeah.
clear and it knows. And it's the beginning of going to the root of our minds, which is the clear light, which is where the Buddhahood happens. It's a big deal. It's always running, when the Bardo books you say, now the mind is doing this, we're dying, and this, we'll cover this, don't worry. We're going to let you go without thinking of death. The reason why we talk about death is because at the process of death, the mind goes to its base state, which is totally pure, clear light. That's where the enlightenment happens. It's already there. So you have to have the understanding. That's not something we have to go out and get. It's something we have to clean up the dirt so we can allow it to come up. That's all. It's something. How are we going to get it? That's what they say. Now I don't know. Don't look at me because I'm in the middle of yelling at everybody and complaining. So let's turn to the Dalai Lama's book on death. We'll go to the next. This is a commentary on verses that the first Panchen Lama wrote about the death process, meditating while dying. We're at chapter 8. We'll repeat it again. May we generate a powerful mind of virtue when the elements, earth, water, fire, and wind, dissolve in stages. Okay. And physical strength is lost, mouth and nose dry and pucker, warmth withdraws, breaths are gasped, and rattling sounds emerged. You're dying, physically first. Then the mind gets subtle and so here he goes. So the first 7 stanzas, this is stanza 8, are presented in accordance with both forms of Buddhist doctrine, Sutra and Tantra. The latter involves a special practice, Tantra that is, that calls for imagining yourself here and now as a fully compassionate and wise being with the physical form of a Buddha. You imagine. Imagine so that you imitate, that you get the imprint of that imagination. Eventually, it gets real. And it's legitimate because deep down it's there. From the 8th stanza on the presentations mainly of Tantra practices. So that's what's happening now. Specifically from the classes of highest Yoga Tantra. Guya Samadhi, Yamantaka, Hala Chakra, etc. They're all highest Yoga Tantra. It's a complicated topic. I'm not schooled or educated in it, so I have a book to read out. And His Holiness isn't giving you the whole story, but he's pointing you in the right direction. The description of death in terms of the gradual dissolution of body and mind and of the 4 elements is unique to highest Yoga Tantra. After conception, we're born. Sperm and egg meet. Mother and father elements meet. You're in the womb. You're starting the new life. After conception, the process of formation proceeds from subtler to grosser. Very subtle, and all of a sudden, boom, the embryo grows, arms, legs, this. Then it's born, and then growing up, the mind gets more refined, the senses sharper, all that. And then at that, the opposite happens. You always notice they go like this and that, and will expand, contract back to the source, expand, contract. That's a big thing. What's his name? This junior tutor of His Holiness, what's his name? There was certain Lingrim, I forgot his name. But anyway, he said it's very important when you do these meditations of sending energy out, sending deities back out to give offerings, all that, you put them back in. Bring that energy back in. He said that's very important. What the heck was his name? Now I can't remember. It's too late for me. Unless it's written down, forget it. The description of death in this is about highest Yoga Tantra. So here we go. Gradual dissolution of body and mind and of 4 elements is unique to highest Yoga Tantra. After conception, a process of formation proceeds from subtle to gross. We got that. At that, there is a dissolution from grosser to subtler. Okay? Physical body slowly gets more and more subtle. Then it looks like the person is dead in the West. It's not dead in Tibet. Clinically dead. The heart's not working. It's not talking. It's not doing. It's not breathing. But still, the chi or prana or lung didn't leave the body yet. There's 4 other stages. So that's a big deal. And I don't know, Chinese, they let people lay a while they're dead, and that's legitimate. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't disturb the body. Sometimes the consciousness runs right out. They had an auto accident, boom, all these 8 stages go in an instant. That happens.
So when in the hospital, when they claim that the patient is dead,
They're not dead. According to Western, yes. According to Buddhist philosophy, and most, they're not yet. We're going to describe all that, piece by piece. So, whether you live out your full lifespan or not, the process of death involves many phases. In a sudden death, you pass through these phases very quickly. This is Holiness speaking, by the way. This is not my friend down the street, no. With little chance of noticing them. For those who die more gradually, so there's 2 different types. Auto accident, explosion, or whatever, you're dead like that. But for those who die more gradually, it's possible to recognize and make use of those different stages. Those people who die suddenly, the stages occur within an instant, seconds, that's it. But slowly, and if you're a yogi, controlling the mind and watching all this, the awareness is there, and it's watching, oh no, I can't drink anything. Oh yeah, this is that. Now I'm seeing these images. Okay, that's according to plan. Hey, you can do that, you're very happy. Portents of death, such as, in other words, hints of death, such as a change in the way the breath moves in the nostrils, dreams, and physical signs can occur even many years before actual death. Though for ordinary person, these usually occur within a year or so before dying. Portents of death include becoming disgusted with your surroundings. Wait a minute, that happened years ago. Becoming disgusted with your surroundings, your home, your friends, and so forth, resulting in a wish to go elsewhere. But that everybody, I want to get the hell out of here, you know. So, or you may have developed lust for those exceeding what you had before. I want this, I want that, I want her, I want him, blah, blah, blah. You may switch from being harsh to being cooperative. Maybe the next life calling, and they're suddenly influencing. We don't know. I don't know. He doesn't say that, so I won't. Or the other way around. Your enthusiasm might markedly increase or decrease or wane, he said. There may be a change in your physical luster or the style of your behavior. The nature of your conversation may become very rough. All of a sudden, a mild-mannered person starts cursing. Hey, what the fuck? But in New York, everybody's rough. So how are you going to tell the difference? This is a problem. Swearing and so forth. Or you might talk repeatedly about death. Well, we do that here because it's part of the curriculum. When the actual process of dying begins, you pass through 8 phases. This is very important. 8 phases, 8 sections, 8 stops on the side, 8 stops on the way the hell out, and coming back in, you got to do the 8 stops. Going the other way, change sides of the story, something like that. It's easy to figure it out. When the actual process of death, you pass through 8 phases. The first 4 involve the collapse of the 4 elements. That's something visibly seen by outsiders. The first 4 stages. Second 4 stages only internal in the dying person's mind. The first 4, the Western medicine takes over. It sees, oh yeah, he's breathing different. That sound. He'll describe it now. The first 4 involve collapse of the 4 elements. The last 4 involve the collapse of consciousness into the innermost level of mind called the mind of clear light. So the physical stuff's gotten out of the way. Now the mental stuff starts to go till it reaches the pure, clear light. You can seize that clear light, you're enlightened. Something like that. I mean, very hard, but that's why it's so important to do the sadhanas, which are rehearsals for that. It's imagining you do this. They do it in figure. This thing appears and that appears. You're supposed to know this is a hint of what's going on. And if you can do the sadhanas very well, yeah, you can be enlightened. So you go to the innermost level, and that's the mind of clear light. Remember, the presentations of phases of death is a mapping of deeper states of mind that occur throughout daily life and usually go unnoticed. Wait a minute, he's saying that in daily life we go through these things in nanoseconds, split seconds, really. What are they? And he says, these 8 phases proceed in forward order when dying, going to sleep, ending a dream, sneezing, fainting, and during orgasm, and in reverse order after the process of death completely ends, as well as waking from sleep when beginning a dream and when sneezing, fainting, and orgasm end, when they end. So these things we go through. Sometimes, I was talking before about this, it was when you're doing a retreat, where you got to do 100,000 manis or something like that. When you sneeze doing them, you have to go back and do them over, for some reason. Why they say that, I don't know, but there's something there. Now, these things are very, a yogi can slow the mind down and see, we can't right now. But, as the 8 stages, and here they are in tabular order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're dying, what happens? First we see a mirage. This is going to be more explained. Things look dreamlike. Mirage. First 4 was as the physical elements dissolve. Mirage, like a smoky room. Fireflies, winking lights like that. And the flame of a lamp going like this, fluttering. Then the mind, that's the physical stuff is now done. The mind starts with a white mind, white appearance, mind sky. Everything seems to be bathed or backlit in white light. There's a reason for that. Second is then red-orange, red increased, they call it sometimes. Okay, why is that? So in the physical body, there's the seed of the father up here and the mother here. White is the father. It starts to descend to the indestructible light of the heart, covers that, so everything looks red. The red came down the center. White rather comes down. Red comes up from the mother. When that comes up, saying that a red light casts. Then they both meet, black, then the clear light. So it's like the central, subtlemost consciousness is first of all pervaded by the white coming down from the father. As you were born, all these things went that way. Now they're coming back. The red element from the mother, everything looks red. They cover, it's black near attainment, and then clear light. So that's what's going on. And it's called vivid white, vivid red, vivid black, or sometimes called black near attainment. Jeffrey Hampton's read it that way. And then clear light. So those are the 8 stages. Remember, the last 4 can't be observed from the outside. Maybe a high yogi would know. This is not because they're in your mind. But
Does everyone go through that?
yes, even if it's fast, yeah, no one knows. The heat coming up from the, it's a good sign if the feet get cold, and it's a bad sign when the head starts and the warmth goes down. And this, in real life, my mother was around when this kid who belonged to a rifle club in the village on Thompson Street, and Sullivan, the Morosini Club, it was very legitimate. Someone threw a loaded gun on a couch, it went off, and this kid got shot. And they brought him in, his mother came running right away, and they lay him down. And my mother translated this, I think, from Italian, but the kid said to his mother, "Hold me, Mom, because my feet are getting cold, I know I'm gonna die." I heard this then, and then I connected it now. So, no, there might be some truth to this, because I have the mind, everything is BS. All right, yeah, maybe. But it's interesting, so I'll hang. But that I remember. So I was like in 8th grade at the time. So, very interesting. So we'll leave that today.
What happened to my grandma as well?
What happened to who?
So when she was passing away, so that morning...
Your mother?
My grandma.
Your grandma?
My grandma. So my dad and my aunt went to her apartment. She was laying down on the couch. Yeah, reclining couch. So my dad was at the bottom of her feet, like trying to rock her. Like she said, her feet really cold. And then my aunt was on the top of rocking her hand. Like, no, it's warm up here. And then she's talking to my aunt, and my aunt talking.
That's a good sign.
And after like a minute, no response.
Yeah.
And then she's gone. Yeah. She was just gone. Like
That's a
that.
good sign. Yeah. Sometimes, and all these things are different variables.
Yeah.
The main thing, be quiet around someone who's dying. Don't start in with, what he owes you, or blah, blah, blah. And remember Robina's talk on that? It's people who are physically, all the signs were there, but there's still life, because even though they stop breathing and everything, people say, oh, that son of a bitch, she owed me money, blah, blah. And Robina said, this guy's hearing that, because the mind's more subtle and more knowledgeable as it gets more and more towards its base of clear light. And in the Bardo, you're clairvoyant. So he's hearing all this. They should shut up and leave me. Also, you shouldn't cry, don't leave me, don't leave me. No, well, very calm.
So you were saying that even though a person passed away, so the subconsciousness is still in that person's mind. So what happened to my grandma after she passed away?
Yeah.
So, they have someone from, what do you call it? Yeah, the hospital. We call them the investigator. They're saying that, because she passed away at home. So that we need to come to your house, to her house, and then investigate, everything.
Yeah, to sign the death
And
certificate,
then when
right.
they carry her body just fell and plump onto the floor. So does that affect?
If the consciousness left, so what? The body's just another thing, like an
Right.
ashtray. That's it. The consciousness is not there. The thing that makes a person human left to the next life. Still there. You know. Sometimes they say look for white and red from the nose.
Oh, didn't know that.
They say that doesn't always happen. That's not reliable.
But in my experience, one of my friends, she passed away. When I got her home, because maybe 3 or 4 hours later, right? So I began talking to her, right? And
Shut up. No.
I'm very serious, because I calling her, because she said
Right, she
status.
didn't answer, so you go in there and
But
say,
she not answer for 2 days, then I'm getting nervous.
2
I call
days.
her daughter, what's going on? Then her daughter responds to me, say, her mom passed away, his young brother going out to go to my friend's apartment, right? So later on, maybe hour later, then her son called me. I said, so you mean you want me go to? She said, yes. Then I tell him, I said, if the funeral people come to pick up, don't let them tear away the body.
Yes.
All right? Just wait for me, I just said. So anyway, I went home to my friend's home 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
So I got over there, then I first get a pearl, right? Holy pearl, put in her
Yeah.
mouth. And then I
If the conscience is still there, it might do something. If not,
then anyway, but I see his face, whatever, looks really scared. I never see it there. And of course, my first time I touched the dead body, my father different in front of me, right? Because of my father and holding hand is different story, right? And then I see something is a scary position, right? Because her suffering. Then I talking to her because she have the faith, right? And we are the Buddhists.
you're assuming she's still there.
Yeah, then I talking to her and chanting and talking. Hours later, his hands put down.
It
Two
relaxed.
hand getting, and then I just talking to her. I said, so what
Yeah,
I
so
said.
consciousness is probably still in
Yes,
the
she's
body.
still there, for hours
What
until.
you're supposed to do then is touch here.
But
So
I do
money
it because
can
I'm the
move.
first time I'm the touch the the
Yeah,
dead
yeah,
body is put in because
Yeah.
I want her son to put the holy pearl to in the mouth, but her son doing a scare, but then I have to do it. If I'm scared,
Yeah, but
I
also,
have
did
to
you
no
touch the crown of
response.
her head?
But I'm not. But I just
You
talking
don't
to
answer.
her. Yeah, I never to be
Contempt of court.
by our again. But if now I will be maybe.
So
But
now you know.
yes.
Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum.
Yeah,
So
but-
Chungla told us to do. We've done it.
Yeah.
We did it for
But-
me, for my brother, for a few people.
And you have to
Yeah.
touch the
The
body.
crown of the head,
Yeah,
and maybe
it's a
that
good-
allows the conscious to go up,
Yeah.
which is a good sign. You don't want it coming from other places,
No.
especially down, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani.
Three times.
Yes,
Very,
that one is
very,
enough
very,
that you
very
did it right.
lightly touching.
But
because the-
what,
not
does it
too
work or
strong.
not depends on the connection with the person, the purity of the
Yeah.
person doing it. I mean, we're sincere, we're not doing this for money or anything. So it can't hurt. It's at least that. You did your best, you did something. That's it, that's what we'll go over this again and again. These explanations get woven in from His Holiness's book, from this death, intermediate state, and rebirth, and even the book from Thrangu Rinpoche, which we started, but we'll come back to. He has the Kargyu presentation. They're all somewhat similar. Some of them recommend reciting a prayer of this deity or that. If that's a person, the practitioner, yes. If it's just somebody on the block, no. Then you've got to do something that gives them confidence. But it's not, it's tough. Nursing home, my wife died. I had to run up there and they get this body out of here, because you have a half hour. Fortunately, I knew Sarah and Betty, and that's what they do for a living. And
Were you able to go in?
I made that because it was COVID. I said, I have to go, okay? I have to go. Same when my brother died, they started wrapping him. I said, I have to do this ceremony. And I somehow I got the courage to act stern and they listened. Who knows?
Right.
But that's the, you should do that. I mean, I notice when people die, sometimes their mouth goes up good for a while. Drawing, I don't know why, but Sarah said, yeah, that happens. Benny and Sarah do about 300 deaths a year. They're hospice social workers. That's all they do. And that's a fun day at the office, eh? So, oh yeah, Sarah, I don't know why that happens, but it's so matter of fact. Fortunately, I called them and they said, don't worry, I'll make a phone call. And funeral home within a few minutes called the desk, we're coming, leave them alone, you know, and they're very nice to them. So that was it. But COVID, no funeral, nothing, no prayers, no this, no that, just what went on in India, you know. And Chung said, listen, don't worry about Marie, she suffered enough. So I guess you could draw down your bank account of the bad stuff and bring up stuff by suffering, who cares? But anyway, that's what I heard. So that's practical advice around it. I still don't know, you know, it's tough. But the main thing is when the person is dying, recall things that they like the monk was told, the best butter tea, because he had an obsession with butter tea, is in Tushita heaven. Oh yeah, they have big urns, all you want, and you never get full. Yeah. So it worked with him. It wouldn't work with me because of bullshit. Yeah. No, but you know, no, but seriously, things like the idea probably, you know.
It doesn't work for my father too.
It doesn't work,
He
yeah.
passed away in the morning, early morning. When I moved in, he's already, passed.
Yes.
And then his mouth was open, and then he's like tense.
Yeah.
Tensed. So I started chanting with him, and then he's like getting calm and calm. And then
Yeah,
you can
the
see that he's
consciousness
like
is still
very
there.
peaceful. He's
Yeah.
peaceful when he sits.
Yeah.
Look at his face, he's like sleeping.
Yeah.
So yeah, I keep chanting for him.
Medical people say he's dead. Not yet. Hold on. I should get at home. Yeah. Sometimes no. I mean, I don't know. This is like a yogi that's sending, you know, someone who knows what they're doing. If Rinpoche was here, that'd be perfect. Or someone like him. Speaking of death, see what time is it? Oh yeah, we got the Sutra of the Three Jewels. One is for Paul. Remember Paul? We got word that Paul died last year.
Oh,
Michael Witt sent me an email.
last year or what?
Last year, 2025.
Oh.
Paul, not Howell.
Yeah.
Paul Barkley.
That Paul Barkley. Oh.
See what Michael Witt said. He called his brother. Ay, ay, ay. I'll tell you what he said. Okay. Michael Wick, where are you? I'm in Wick. Paul passed away last year, 2025. Because we said, Michael, what happened to Paul? Where the hell is he? Well, I'll call his brother. So Paul passed away last year, 2025. His brother was not specific. He had a condition. So his brother wanted to talk to mine. I asked for the death date, no reply. Ceremony anyway or dedication at least? Yes, both. So we're going to pray tonight for his rebirth, and we're also having a ceremony done at Rato Monastery for his new life, new rebirth. So here's a picture of Paul in better days, drinking. Younger days, the full beard is not there yet. No, in fact, clean shaven. Probably the 80s, maybe 70s, yeah, maybe.
No, before he had a beard.
Before he had a beard. He looks much younger here.
Yeah.
We have a picture of him from
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
refrigerator. He looks a lot younger than that.
He's younger than the
Probably
70s.
90s or something.
Oh, well, anyway, I hope he finds his way. He never hurt anybody, just himself. You know, had habits and stuff, and his mind went after a while. He was in a halfway house and stuff. He had to take injections every month to stay, you know, out on the street. Otherwise, he had to be in a lockdown. He had schizophrenia. He would hear voices. So the poor fellow suffered. I hope that all cleared him out. And who else? Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead, Len Hall, and Paul was a deadhead, by the way.
Oh, sure, he was. Sure.
Len Hall, Daniel Val, and you'll have to help me with this. Zhu Shaolin. Zhu Shaolin. Shaolin, you have to go high, right? Anyway, this is it. Zhou Ling. Su Liang. You should have wrote the characters so that people would read Chinese. We have to be a bilingual center. Half the people in the room speak Chinese.
Mention James, James David.
David Ball,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So Paul Barkley, Bob Weir, Glenn Hall, David Ball, Zhu Shuling, and Xiao, and Sun Shuliang. Sun Shuliang. Sun Shuliang. Okay. We're all now under our concern, because we have to concern for everything. So, Sutra Recollection, Noble Three Jewels. I prostrate to the Omniscient One. Thus the Buddha, Bhagavat, Tathagata, Arahat, Samyak Sambuddha, the learned and virtuous one, the Sugata, the knower of the world, the charioteer and tamer of beings, the unsurpassable one, the teacher of devas and humans is the Buddha Bhagavat. The Tathagata is in accord with all merit. He does not waste the roots of virtue. He is completely ornamented with all patience. He is the basis of the treasures of merit. He is adorned with the minor marks. He blossoms with the flowers of the major marks. His activity is timely and appropriate. Seeing him, he is without disharmony. He brings true joy to those who long with faith. His knowledge cannot be overpowered. His strength cannot be challenged. He is the teacher of all sentient beings. He is the father of bodhisattvas. He is the king of noble ones. He is the guide of those who journey to the city of nirvana. He possesses immeasurable wisdom. He possesses inconceivable confidence. His speech is completely pure. His melody is pleasing. One never has enough of seeing him. His form is incomparable. He's not stained by the realm of desire. He's not stained by the realm of form. He's not affected by the formless realm. He is completely liberated from suffering. He is completely and utterly liberated from the skandhas. He is not possessed with dhatus. His ayatanas are controlled. He has completely cut the knots. He is completely liberated from extreme torment. He is liberated from craving. He has crossed over the river. He is perfected in all the wisdoms. He abides in the wisdom of the Buddha Bhagavats, who rise in the past, present, and future. He does not abide in nirvana. He abides in the ultimate perfection. He dwells on the bhumi where he sees all sentient beings. All these are the perfect virtues of the greatness of the Buddha Bhagavat. The holy Dharma is good at the beginning, good in the middle, and good at the end. Its meaning is excellent. Its words are excellent. It is uncorrupted. It is completely perfect and completely pure. It completely purifies. The Bhagavad teaches the Dharma well. It brings complete vision. It is free from sickness. It is always timely. It directs one further. Seeing it fulfills one's purpose. It brings discriminating insight for the wise. The Dharma, which is taught by the Bhagavad, is revealed properly in the Vinaya. It is renunciation. It causes one to arrive at perfect enlightenment. It is without contradiction. It is pithy. It is trustworthy and puts an end to the journey. As for the Sangha of the great jnana, they enter completely, they enter insightfully, they enter straightforwardly, they enter harmoniously. They are worthy of veneration with joined palms. They are worthy of receiving prostration. They are a field of glorious merit. They are completely capable of receiving all gifts. They are an object of generosity. They are a great object of complete generosity. Protector who possesses great kindness, the omniscient teacher, the basis of oceans of merit and virtue, I prostrate to the Tathagata. Pure, the cause of freedom from passion, virtuous, liberating from the lower realms. This alone is the supreme ultimate truth. I prostrate to the Dharma, which is peace. Having been liberated, they show the path to liberation. They are fully dedicated to the disciplines. They are a holy field of merit and possess virtue. I prostrate to the Sangha. I prostrate to the Buddha, the leader. I prostrate to the Dharma, the protector. I prostrate to the Sangha, the community. I prostrate respectfully and always to these three. The Buddha's virtues are inconceivable. The Dharma's virtues are inconceivable. The Sangha's virtues are inconceivable. Having faith in these inconceivables, therefore the fruitions are inconceivable. May they be born in a completely pure realm. So we'll meet Paul again, I hope, in Chungla's big mandala family in the future. Right? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not omniscient. 8 verses for training the mind. This is the same Kadampa crowd. So if you like the Kadampas, you'll love this one. With the determination to accomplish the highest welfare of all sentient beings who surpass even a wish-granting jewel, I will learn to hold them supremely dear. Whenever I associate with others, I will learn to think of myself as the lowest amongst all, and respectfully hold others to be supreme from the very depths of my heart. In all actions, I will learn to search into my mind, and as soon as a disturbing emotion arises, endangering myself and others, I will firmly face and avert it. I will learn to cherish ill-natured beings and those oppressed by strong misdeeds and sufferings, as if I had found a precious treasure difficult to find. When others out of jealousy treat me badly, with abuse, slander, and so on, I will learn to take all loss and offer the victory to them. When the one whom I had benefited with great hope unreasonably hurts me very badly, I will learn to view that person as an excellent spiritual guide. In short, I will learn to offer to everyone without exception help and happiness directly and indirectly, respectfully take upon myself all harm and suffering of my mothers. I will learn to keep all these practices undefiled by the stains of the 8 worldly concerns, and by understanding all phenomena as like illusions, be released from the bondage of attachment. Prayer for the swift return of Rato Chungla Rinpoche, written by His Holiness. Exalted wisdom of all victors gathered in a drop, sole refuge manifest in the form of the one wearing saffron robes, Guru Luzang Tubuang Dorje Chang, please bear witness here today that our prayers may be fulfilled. We beseech the great torch of doctrine, accomplishing from long ago the vast waves of aspirational prayers, Lord of speech of the Victor Lozang's teachings, spreading them to the ends of the earth by means of explanation and practice. Though holding the commitment, I will invite all beings to be my guests in unsurpassed great awakening. Yet you have withdrawn the activities of the form body that serves the welfare of others. Is that worthy of the supreme among beings, the Bodhisattva? Impossible for you to cyclic existence's end. Abandon your commitment to liberate all beings. We beseech the new son of Nirmanakaya to swiftly return from the realm of Dharmakaya, brought forth by Bodhicitta drawn by 7 steeds. Having reached the far limits of scholarship, religious life, and goodness, please come swiftly as an unrivaled supreme emanation, full holder of the sage's teachings and wish-fulfilling jewel, return as the glory of Lozang Tente, magnificent truth of the 3 precious jewels, Mahakala, Karmayama, and Sri Mata Devi, and the ocean of Dharma protectors. May you spontaneously fulfill our wish, the swift blossoming of the reincarnation's fresh moonlight face. So that's the conclusion of our presentation tonight. Our next Dharma talk will be Wednesday night, which is what? 14th at South Orange. The patronage in South Orange at 7 o'clock. We'll continue these topics that we talked about tonight. The instructions to get there are on our website. There is no Tara this Saturday. It's an alternate Saturday. So Leung, you don't have to make the long trip from Brooklyn. And the next Dharma class, it will be next Monday night, 7 o'clock. What? Yeah, we're having it anyway. They're open. It's MLK Day, but you're off, right? You get the day off at least? Yay. You can watch online if you can't come. Happy birthday to Simon. Yes, Simon Holton. Thanks for your patient listening. Big love for all of you. Thank you. Gracias. Doja J. What else? 谢谢.